Hey everybody, Kyle Goth here from GoatFilmReviews.com and the Goat Film Reviews YouTube channel, and I do have my first reaction to the new Coralie Fargeat directed film, The Substance. This stars Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, and Dennis Quaid. Totally going into it, just letting you know that Coralie Fargeat has previously directed a film called Revenge that was pretty popular in the year that was released. I did not see that film, so this is my first film from this director, and I gotta say, what a banger to start with. The film is, I feel like, maybe based a little bit on Demi Moore as an actress as well. That she had very popularly in the time leading up to this release had mentioned that when she was doing the film Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, there was a trailer of her as the villain in the film at the age of 50 running in a bikini, and she said that like after that film came out, she stopped getting requests to be in movies because she was too old to play the young hot actress, but she was too young to play the grandmother characters, and she just stopped getting film roles for a while. And so in a lot of ways, this film feels a little bit like it was tailor-made for Demi Moore, who's an actress I've always enjoyed in a lot of things. I love her time in the 80s and the 90s, and I think, it's too bad she hasn't had the kind of work later on in her career, because especially watching her in this film, this may actually be the best performance that she's ever put to film. She doesn't get the chance often to be the lead. I mean, she has had leading roles, but she's not the number one person listed. And I think she really owns this movie, even though she's not entirely on screen the entire time of the film. The character that she crafts in Elizabeth Sparkle and the one that she works with Margaret Qualley to craft in Sue is so good. And this movie is a phenomenal feat of visual storytelling. The film opens from moment one. The first two shots of the film are like camera not moving, taking in that visual storytelling, and the way that they use a picture of a fried egg and a picture of a Hollywood Walk of Fame star, and the way in which those two images are used to actually tell us a story before the film even begins. So great. So great. Coralie Fargeat really impressed me with this film because it's a story we've seen a number of times. I guess I didn't tell you the story, but in case you haven't heard it, Demi Moore plays an aging, star, an aging fitness guru actress who is trying to get back into the limelight. She fears that she's going to lose her job due to her age, and so she finds a black market drug called The Substance that is supposed to be able to create a younger, better version of herself that she can use to try and get back into the limelight. But obviously, the younger version of herself and her have to kind of have a symbionce that they don't ever really are able to achieve, and how they push and pull away from each other, and how it threatens to kind of tear Elizabeth apart at the seams. And I think she's great. I think Margaret Qualley does a really good job of matching the energy. I believed that they were the same person at times, and that there was also this structural difference between them. Dennis Quaid in the movie is fantastic, and this isn't his movie, but the scenes he's on screen, he is so good. He's scenery chewing. He's completely despicable. I mean, he's playing a producer in the film named Harvey, and so if that's not on the nose enough for you, then you might be missing it here. But he is so disturbing and so gross in the movie, and he knows it, and he's that's the character he is just knocking out of the park. I love when Dennis Quaid is having fun in a film role, and if you're gonna see a Dennis Quaid movie this month, I would skip Reagan and I would go see The Substance, because this movie was phenomenal, and it definitely is going to be in my top 10 of the year. At least currently it is, and I'd be surprised if it gets knocked completely off. But at the same time, if it does, I would welcome that, because it just means we have 10 movies that came out in the year better than this one, which would be a surprise. I love all the actors, all the performances of the film. It's definitely one of those movies that kind of it's the giving you what you want to see and making you feel gross about it at the same time, because there are these static shots of the intimate moments in these people's lives. I mean, Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley go for it, and it's almost shocking the amount of comfortable nudity that we get, because we spend so much time in the bathroom with them, and every little part of their bodies is judged and looked at, and there's even parts of, I think Elizabeth's character, she has a birthmark, and I can't remember if it's on the arm or on her side. But Sue also, the younger version of her, also has that. And it's this sticking point of I've gotten younger and I've gotten better, and I still have these things about me that I don't really love. and just dealing with that in a society that craves perfection and how hard it is to attain that perfection. In fact, impossible to attain that perfection. Yeah, I was really into this movie. It's such a biting satire, and I'm not going to tell you what happens in the last 30 minutes, but I actually had a moment where I realized I was looking at the movie like this. Like, I was just lost in what was happening. I can't believe that this movie went to that place in the ending in the last 30 minutes of it, but it worked so well, and how it loops back to a lot of the earlier visual storytelling is so good. What a movie. This is what I want when I want surprising, unique horror. And what a great year for horror. We've had things like Late Night with the Devil. We've had things like In a Violent Nature. We've had things like Maxine. I mean, we've had duds too, but like we've had some really high highs this year. And gosh, I hope we get to continue that track going into 2025. Every year's got some great horror movies, but man, 2024 is really shaping up in the back part of the year because it wasn't a great start. So I'm really happy to have horror films like The Substance that I cannot recommend enough. Although I will say the film will not be for everybody. You have to go in with a fairly open mind. It's got elements of like Gremlins and like the Neon Demon. And yeah, it's just a movie that I'm in awe of what this movie was able to accomplish, and I can't wait for you to see it. So please, when you've seen The Substance, come back here and share your thoughts down in the comments section below. While you're down there, please like and subscribe. They are 2 free things you can do. Help to support the channel immensely, and you never miss new episodes of the show as they drop. You can also find all of my film reviews over at goatfilmreviews.com. You can find Goat Film Reviews on Facebook. You can follow me personally at Almighty Goatman on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and Threads. You can find my show Kyle and Nick on Film, where we will have an episode of The Substance coming up very soon, and that discussion is going to be very interesting. I do not know what Nick's thoughts are on this movie, and I'm really interested to see what he has to say as well. But you can find that link down in the description as well. We have new episodes every single week of that show. You can also find a link in the description for the Minnesota Film Critics Alliance. I am a member of that, so check out that page for critics' reviews as well as mine. And yeah, we'll see you next time. I'm like a little flabbergasted from this movie, so please see it, and then please let me know your thoughts down below, even if you hate it, because I honestly want to hear the thoughts of people that hate this movie too, because there will be some of you. And yeah, I love that movies get to be experiential. I'm rambling now. Check out the movie and come back. All right.